Good afternoon, social media socialites. It says that I am live. Yes, I am live in front of this fireplace. So hopefully the fire stays. If it goes out, it goes out. It is what it is. But if you've never seen me before, you don't know who I am. My name is E.DeanCole, and I own E.DeanCole Financial. We are a consulting firm, and we specialize in working capital, alternative finance, and business credit development. That's what I do. That's who I am. Besides that, I'm also an orator. I'm a speaker. I am a #1 best-selling author, and I actually am about to start a speaking tour in February. I'll be going to as many HBCUs as possible, and I will be teaching specifically about Black-owned businesses and entrepreneurship. And so that's who I am if you've never seen me before. And this is live, okay? So if you've never seen me before, this is interactive. This is unlike anything you've ever seen before. Now, normally when I go live, what I like to do is I like to have everyone's comments up on the screen. So if you're watching this and you're like, Dean, who are you talking to? What are you talking about? It's because you cannot see the comments. So is the fire still going? The fire look like it's about to go out, but hey, I tried. This is a wood burning fireplace. What's going on? Still Hogging is in the building. What's going on? Still Hogging. How you feeling, my man? Ghost is in the building. So it is holiday season. And as you guys come in, I want you to introduce yourself. If this is your first time watching me, I want you to say first time. If you have seen me before, then I want you to say supporter. All right. If you've seen me before, if you watched me before and you know who I am, I want you to say supporter. If this is your first time watching me and you've never seen me before, I want you to say first time. And if you are a subscriber, I want you to say subscriber. All right. So let's go ahead and see who's all in the building. Like I said, this is live. This is unlike anything you've ever seen before. So if you watch this on the replay and you say, well, Dean, hurry up and get to the point. This is the point. The entire point is that this is an interactive lecture. If you clicked on this video to be entertained, you will be entertained. Make no mistake about it. At the same time, the purpose and intent of this video is to educate you. So that means that in order for you to be educated, that means that you have to have some participation. Not just spectator, not just spectating, but you need to be a participator as well. So let's go ahead and see who is all in the building. There are 62 people that are watching. I need 62 thumbs up right now. If there are 62 people that are watching right now, I need 62 thumbs up right now. So let's see who is in the building. Oh, we got Lowell Jackson is the first one to comment. What's going on, Lowell? How are you feeling, my man? Thanks so much for being a subscriber and being a part of the notification squad. You asked me how I've been. I've been winning, and today is December the 27th, so I'm still in the holiday mood. Listen to me. I got the fireplace trying to roar. I got me some eggnog right here. I got this Cuban cigar that I'm about to light up. And we're going to talk specifically about the Dr. Umar Johnson situation. So no, this is not clickbait. I am going to teach truth to power about the real reason why Dr. Umar Johnson is quote unquote losing his license, and Dr. Umar Johnson Exposed. As you can see, the laughy faces and the emoji in the comments in the title. So excuse me. Like I said, I got something in my throat. This is live, okay? Now, first things first, Dr. Umar Johnson is not losing his license, okay? All right? That's thing number one. Dr. Umar Johnson is not losing his license. Now, I gave you guys a backdrop of who I am. Like I said, if you've never seen me before. So I look at Dr. Umar Johnson as a contemporary. What I mean by that is I am a speaker. Dr. Umar Johnson is a speaker. He's probably one of the best speakers in the conscious community, one of the best speakers. I think he is a phenomenal orator. And I look at him as a constituent, somebody who is a colleague of mine. Now, I did a video. Actually, I tried to get on his trip to Africa. I did a video. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up that's going to show some more of my videos. If you've never seen me before, on that pop-up is going to be a video that I did talking about Dr. Umar Johnson when he was live on Facebook, and he and I was going back and forth. And even in that video, I show where I text him to talk about getting information about going to Africa to speak with him. So what I'm gonna say is 100% from a spirit of love, but I gotta get all the way straight. I'm about to teach truth to power about some issues that I have with Dr. Umar Johnson, specifically about this situation. So I said all of that to say I'm not a hater. As a matter of fact, what really got my attention about this situation was that I have a video. That video I was telling you about, it hit like 30,000 views. And the last time I checked, I think it was only at 20,000 views. Now, today's December 27th. Like I said, it's 2 days after Christmas. I have unplugged. If you call my office, if you're a client of mine, if you enrolled into my course, everybody knows that we are on Christmas holiday or holiday break until January the 4th. I have a new product. The executive coaching is launching on January the 5th. So I am incognito. I am nowhere to be found. Listen, I'm at the fireplace. Got the poodle puppy over there sleeping in the corner, and I got the eggnog. I am unplugged. However, like I said, surprisingly enough, you guys don't realize this, but every single comment that you guys make on YouTube, I am notified. So even though people say, oh, you're Mr. CEO, you're this busy guy, I travel a lot, and I have downtime, and I work a lot, and I am always looking at your comments. Always looking at your comments. So that's when that video went from 20,000 to 30,000. And I was like, okay, what's going on with Dr. Umar Johnson? And then so somebody commented and was like, Dean, what do you think about this whole situation with Dr. Umar Johnson? Your boy was on YouTube crying. So I said, okay, let me look at and see exactly what's going on. And so I plugged back in for a moment, and I started doing some research. I started seeing that Dr. Umar Johnson was trending on Twitter about him losing his license. And then I saw, all right, guys, there are 78 people that are watching live, but there's only 34 thumbs up. I'm not going to break this down until the thumbs up match the views. So I'm going to toast up this cigar, and I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to speak. Like I said, this is free. This is interactive. This is free and interactive, okay? There are 90 people that are watching live, all right? I need all of you guys to hit the thumbs up button, and I need for you to thumbs up. I'm not going to speak anymore until the thumbs up match the live. So let's see who is all in the building. We got Lakina's in the building. Hey, Lakina, how are you doing? Jordan is in the building. Hey, Jordan, how are you doing today? Black, that's the real power. Yes, Bank Black is the real power. Nadeem Al-Jabbar, that's a really cool name. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Nadeem, thank you so much for watching. We got Marcel Lewis is in the building. How are you doing, Marcel? He said I had to give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. We got Ronnie Wilson is in the building. Hey, the fire has come back. Yes, Ronnie, the fire has come back. So that's a good stuff, Ronnie. The fire has come back. Like I said, this is interactive. And if you're watching this on the replay and you was like, ding, I didn't know that you were going to go live. I didn't know that how come I didn't get a notification? Two things. Thing number one, you've seen my video before, but you've not subscribed. Or thing number two, you did subscribe, but when you subscribe, you did not hit the bell. You have to hit the bell in order to be notified when I go live. I also did a video on Instagram, and I also did a video on Facebook saying that I was about to go live. So Michelle Burgess says, yo, what's going on? We got Bobby Wright is in the building, supporter and subscribe. Thank you very much, Bobby. He's a supporter. I appreciate that. Katrina Lamb is in the building. Subscribe. Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much, Katrina. How are you doing? We got James Green is in the building, one of my ex-clients. Hey, James, how are you feeling today, my man? We got Lowell Jackson is in the building. We got Marcel Lewis is in the building. High Rose is in the building. Hey, High Rose is watching from the UK. Thanks so much for tuning in from the UK, High Rose. That's good stuff. We got Mac the Truckers in the building. I'm a subscriber, and I watch some of your videos that happen for the trucking industry. Awesome, good stuff. I appreciate that. We got okay, we got Damien is in the building. We got Justin is in the building. We got Lisa's in the building. Okay, we got 73 thumbs up, and we got 44. We got 73 people watching and 44 thumbs up. So the rest of you guys are haters? Is that how we doing this? Are the rest of you guys really haters? Good evening, Dean. Who is that? That is Bishop is in the building. Good evening. That is Trucking D. Roxy Rochelle. Very long name. This is a light smoke. It's an old cigar. Look at it, it's unraveling. I really didn't even really want to do this cigar, but I was like, okay, I'm doing a conscious commentary. So I got, you know, I might not even really I might throw this cigar in the fireplace because it really, I ain't really hitting on too much of nothing. Okay, we got 72 people watching and 48 thumbs up. Okay, Will is in the building, so let's get these thumbs ups. Let's get these thumbs up to match the likes. Now, like I said before, if you clicked on this video, this is interactive. This is a lecture. I teach and I speak truth to power. I teach on financial literacy, economic empowerment. I believe in economic empowerment to everyone, but most importantly, I believe in economic empowerment to the African American, the underserved, the underprivileged, the disenfranchised. That's what I teach on. So this is considered a conscious commentary. So some of my clients that might not be African American, might be different ethnicity, you might be uncomfortable. If that is the case, it is what it is. This is specifically for my black people, okay? Listen, everything ain't for everybody, all right? Now, so, all right, we have 50 people that are, we have 50 thumbs up. Okay, I'll go with 50 thumbs up. Okay, I got 20 some odd haters and 20 some odd people that are lurking. I'll go with that. 20 some odd haters, 20 some odd lurkers. That's a good ratio. So, like I said, I look at all of your, even on the replay, like I said, comment on the replay. I come back and I watch this. So a gentleman's like, so what do you think about the Umar Johnson situation? So like I said, I did some research about the situation. I saw the video that he did where he's saying that he's being brought up at a hearing, okay? This is a status hearing. This is not a trial, but a hearing for him to validate if he has a license or not. And there are three things I want to share with you about this situation, and I'll be out of your way. Three things I want to share with you guys, and I'll be out of your way. So, I saw the video that he did, and in the video, I see him taking shots at Dr. Boyce Watkins. He calls Boyce Watkins thirsty. I would not call Dr. Boyce Watkins thirsty, but Dr. Umar Johnson calls Dr. Boyce Watkins thirsty. So in that video, which led me down the rabbit hole to Dr. Boyce Watkins. Now, I watched Dr. Boyce Watkins. Dr. Boyce Watkins is a phenomenal pillar in the conscious community. He's a phenomenal pillar in the African American community. He believes in economic empowerment as well. He is a teacher. Specifically, he is a professor. He is a professor in college. And he started in this video, and then he started backtracking, talking about Bitcoin. I'm gonna leave that alone, all right? Because a lot of people compare me to Dr. Boyce Watkins. We are not in the same league at all. Dr. Boyce Watkins he does his thing. He talks about finances and everything else. Specifically, I talk about economic empowerment, and specifically, I talk about entrepreneurship. Those are my specificity. I speak specifics about that. I don't talk about everything. I talk about specifically those things. And so in that video, Dr. Boyce Watkins is backtracking, talking about Bitcoin because Bitcoin took a dive, and he and hawing. And what's up, Trucker Brown is in the building. What's up, TB? How you feeling, my man? And so Dr. Boyce Watkins is heeing and hawing, talking about, well, I ain't say Bitcoin and this and that. I'm gonna leave that alone. And in that video, he starts to address the situation with Dr. Umar Johnson. I look at Dr. Umar Johnson as a constituent and a colleague, as a constituent. He's a contemporary of mine. I look at Dr. Boyce Watkins as a contemporary of mine. Then I look at the video with Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh, I would not consider a constituent because he doesn't teach on economic empowerment, but he is a orator and he's a teacher in the conscious community. So I look at Pharaoh as a colleague. I look at him as a colleague. I look at Dr. Boyce Watkins as a contemporary. I look at Dr. Umar Johnson as a contemporary. I look at Young Pharaoh as a colleague. a speaker in the community. So I watch those videos, I do my research, and I am going to share 3 things with you guys. There are 3 things I want to share with you guys, and I will be out of your way. The first thing is that a lot of times people talk about African Americans tearing other African Americans down. If you guys have ever heard of COINTELPRO, I want you to say heard it. Like I said, this is interactive. This is unlike anything you've ever seen before. So if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to interact as well. I want you to make a mind-muscle connection. All right, this is a lecture that is interactive. You're just not gonna spectate. So if you have ever heard of COINTELPRO, I want you to say heard it. If you've never heard of COINTELPRO, I want you to say never have. Very simple. If you have heard of it, I want you to say heard it. If you've never heard of it, I want you to say never have. Let's see who is in the building. And thank you so much for participating and chiming in. So, okay, so Monique Bias says, this is my first time being live and I love it. Also, Monique, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being a first time viewer. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the share button right now, Monique. Share it. So share this out with someone right now, okay? Let them know that you see value in this information. Let YouTube know that you see value in this. All right, so Aline Downing says, heard it. So Higher Rose says, heard it too many times. I'm gonna talk about that too, Higher Rose. All right, Shady Sharif says, heard it. Monique says, never have. All right, Claria Hammond says, never have. Bishop Blueprint says, never have. All right, Stina D says, never have. All right, Pop 138 says, never have. Young and Have Success says, never have. All right, Tabina Lewis says, never have. So most of you guys have never heard of COINTELPRO. So this is great. I'm going to teach truth to power about this. Now, for you guys that have heard it before, AT, what's going on? AT says, heard it, King. So for you guys who have heard it before, then I'm going to just do a brief synopsis of this. Now, basically what COINTELPRO is that COINTELPRO was a movement by the United States government to take down African American leaders and African American organizations back in the 1960s, okay? In the 1960s, the president actually put together this organization led in the government, COINTELPRO, and the entire purpose was for them to infiltrate, use other African Americans to infiltrate these organizations to take them down. Now, this is very apropos and it's very important because President Hoover was very instrumental with taking down the Honorable Messiah Marcus Garvey. Now, any of you guys who follow Dr. Umar Johnson says that he is a descendant of the Messiah Marcus Garvey. Marcus Messiah Garvey, excuse me. Marcus Messiah Garvey. I don't mean to be disrespectful, so forgive me, guys. But I just say Marcus Garvey. If you got it, I want you to say got it, all right? If you understand, I want you to say if you understand, I want you to say got it. Now, one thing about me is I talk about proof and facts, all right? So that being said, the video of Dr. Umar Johnson apologizing, the link is going to be in the description on the replay. The video of Dr. Boyce Watkins, the link is going to be in the description. The video of Young Pharaoh, the link is going to be in the description. And there is an hour-long special where they teach specifically about COINTELPRO. That video is going to be in the description as well, okay? So COINTELPRO was an organization. It has been documented by the United States government that is what they use to infiltrate Marcus Garvey organization as well as what they use to infiltrate the Black Panthers. It is what has been used to infiltrate like Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, a lot of prolific orators and speakers and leaders in the African American movement. COINTELPRO has been behind the undermines of a lot of those things, okay? Let's see if who all has it, okay? All right, got it, okay, awesome. All right, Daniel says got it, okay. Alan says got it, okay. Shahid says got it. Ruth says got it. Marshall Lewis says got it, okay, awesome. FBI head was J. Edgar Hoover. Thank you very much, Higher Rose. Higher Rose got me straight about that. J. Edgar Hoover at the time, the head of the FBI. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, awesome. Yes. Good stuff. Got it. Okay, awesome. So you guys have it. So now, the reason why I say that is because some people that are real, I'm talking about Hotep heroes. I'm talking about they good in Hotep heroes. They talking about this is COINTELPRO, and COINTELPRO definitely does have its place. But this isn't the issue with Dr. Umar Johnson. There are 3 things, like I said, I want to share with you guys of the reason why Dr. Umar Johnson is experiencing what he's experiencing. And the first one is arrogance, okay? If you're with me, I want you to say arrogance. The first point that I want to show is arrogance. If you're with me, say arrogance. Even if you're watching on the replay, like I said, this is not like any live you've ever experienced before. I want you guys to interact with me, okay? Arrogance, yes, arrogance, okay? There's 3 things I want to share with you. COINTELPRO ain't got nothing to do with what's going on with Dr. Umar Johnson, all right? Now, I said that you guys know that I have an affinity for Dr. Umar Johnson. He and I are both big black men. I'm 6'4", he's 6'3". He's unapologetically woke. I'm unapologetically woke. You know, he speaks truth to power about educating young black boys. I speak truth to power about economic empowerment and entrepreneurship through the African-American community. He speaks at black colleges. I speak at black colleges. We both share the same sentiment about dating black and white women and black men dating white women and white women, white men dating black women, so on and so forth. We have the similar ideology when it comes to those things. So I'm saying this out of love. The #1 best-selling book of all time says, "Ye which are aware of your super and your power, and you are enlightened. If you see your brother overtaken in a fault, you restore them with a spirit of meekness, lest you also be tempted." The #1 best-selling book of all time says that. So I'm saying this out of love. 9 times out of 10, Dr. Umar will see this. I'm going to send it to him to make sure he does see it. Like, listen, I don't sneak diss, and this is not sneak dissing. I'm just speaking truth to power. The #1 thing that is hindering Dr. Umar Johnson is arrogance. Now, listen, you guys are with me? Arrogance, okay? Dr. Umar Johnson is so freaking arrogant, and I understand why. And very interesting enough, Dr. Umar Johnson called himself the Prince of Pan-Africanism, okay? Dr. Marcus Garvey was the founder he was the king of Pan-Africanism. Dr. Marcus Garvey, which was one of the most phenomenal, prolific leaders of economic empowerment to the black community, he had a steamship. He sold stocks and bonds with the steamship, black-owned businesses, was that he was extremely arrogant. They both shared the same similarity, extremely, extremely arrogant. Dr. Umar Johnson talks about himself in 3rd person, which is very narcissistic. Even though Dr. Umar Johnson does have his degree in psychology, and Dr. Umar Johnson is a licensed clinical practitioner, it does not negate him from having flesh. It does not negate him from this. Now, as I give my critique on Dr. Umar Johnson, I'm giving Dr. Umar this work as a counterpart, okay? I don't want you guys to think I'm not hating on him at all. I'm just speaking truth to power, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to teach, okay? Arrogance. The #1 issue in this situation is Dr. Umar Johnson is arrogant. Let me explain. So he talks about himself in 3rd person. And like I said, the #1 telltale sign of narcissism is to speak about a person in 3rd person. If you look at child psychology, if you look at any type of psychology, that's when children, that's why Elmo says Elmo all the time. He's talking about himself is because the average 2-year-old, it discovers their self-worth in narcissism. And that's where Dr. Umar Johnson resides. Unfortunately, his arrogance has gone a little out of hand. And I'm going to break this down. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. I get the reason why Dr. Umar goes hard, because I go hard. Listen, to me, if you are a content creator, if you are going against the grain in any stretch of the imagination, it doesn't matter if you are a teacher, it doesn't matter if you are a preacher, it doesn't matter if you are a dancer, it doesn't matter if you are a drug dealer, it doesn't matter if you sell cars or if you drive trucks or you flip houses. Anytime you go against the social norms, people are going to hate on you. You have to have a very high level self-esteem in order to try to create or do anything. If you understand where I'm coming from, if you are watching me and you are one of these type of people, you are a content creator, you are someone that is a trailblazer, you are trying to affect change in any way, if you, and I'm not saying, I don't want you to say this unless it's true. If you understand where I'm coming from, that you have to have a high level of self-esteem, I want you to say with you. All right. Now, if you're watching this on the replay, you cannot see their comments. So I'm going to read their comments off because it takes a lot. You have to believe in yourself more than you believe in your next breath of air, because people will laugh at you, they will clown you, they will set traps for you, they will amplify your failures, they will diminish your accomplishments. They try as hard as they can to tear you down because it makes them feel uncomfortable about themselves that you're trying to do something. All right, so let's see all these people that are with me. All right, especially black men. Yes, T. Moore says especially black men, specifically especially the black man. T. Moore says with you. All right, Love and Peace says with you. Will says with you. All right, Monique says with you. Shara Haman says with you. Dante Pitt says with you. I Love Real Estate Bank says with you. Alada Johnson says with you. Ashley. Claudia says I totally understand. All right, awesome. Yes, sir. Monique Bayer says yes, sir. Carl Wallace says with you. All right, Moran says with you. Awesome. No, Mona says with you, yes. So anytime you're trying to do anything and trying to make something of yourself, anytime you stand for something, you are going to have people that are going to hate on you. So you have to have a high level of self-esteem. Now, I'm going to be very transparent. You guys know that I'm real, I'm raw, I'm realer than real deal Holyfield. There's a point in time, listen, when you fail at a lot of things, right? And then you finally get some things right. You want to flex your muscles and you want to show off like, aha, I showed y'all, aha, I got you, aha. When I first started teaching unapologetically on the level that I started teaching on, a lot of people came out of the woodworks and they was like, who you think you are? Now listen, I'm young, fly, and flashy. Make no mistake about it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm young, fly, and flashy. At the same time, Jehovah God convicted me because this is the thing about content creating on YouTube or content creation, period, is that negativity is the #1 thing you get. And you got to take that negativity and build off of it. It's very rare that the first thing you're going to get, the first accolades you're going to get is positivity. Very, very rare. Very rare. The very first thing that's going to come to you is you ain't as who you think you are. You gay, you a lesbian, you a dyke if you're a woman, you a faggot if you're a guy, you prejudice, you're a thief. All this negativity is going to come up from out of nowhere. So you're going to have to take that and build from it. Let me explain what I mean by that. The best way I make money on YouTube. I make money anytime you see me on any platform, I make money off of it. I am an entrepreneur to the fullest extent of the word. And so when you interact with trolls and you interact with negative people, the key is to get them to interact. So you have to kind of go back. So you have to defend yourself. And so what happened was, because that's how you create the buzz. I did a post on Instagram. It said that when people throw bricks at you, when people throw rocks at you, grab them to build a platform. And so I said all of that to say this is that all the negativity, all the visceral, all the hate, all of the self-deprecating comments and dislikes that people do on social media, it can become a trap because you are spending so much time focusing on the negative highlighting your positivity to the point to where narcissism and arrogance can easily sneak in. Because listen, I'll flex in a heartbeat. I started out flexing in a heartbeat, like I'll show who these niggas think these is. I'll show these niggas blue, 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 this, that, and the third. Negativity, the energy was very, very wrong. And God convicted me about that. And what happened was I spent so much time addressing the haters that I did not spend as much time congratulating the supporters. And because I spent so much time addressing the haters, it was very combative. If you look at Dr. Umar Johnson, he is very combative. He's very he's always talking himself up, which is a sign that he's struggling with the negativity that's in his mind. And I don't mean to be condescending, but that's just facts. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I deal with negative thoughts in my mind. Everybody deals with the negative thoughts in their mind. A person that tells you that they don't have negative thoughts in their mind, they a lie and the truth ain't in them. All right, everybody. Jesus the Christ was on the cross and he said, Abba, Abba, Abba Lamatani. He says that, Father, if you can take this, do I have to die on the cross? Everybody, even the most perfect person, deals with negative thoughts. Everybody does. At the same time, Dr. Umar Johnson got caught into the defensive mode to where his anointing became arrogant. So when you are anointed and you are impactful and you have the ability to get results in ways that other people cannot, if you focus on defending that, that's when the arrogance will come in. Because this is the thing about it. The anointing never goes away. Jehovah God is going to give you that anointing to be successful. It is not going to go away. But if you focus on trying to prove people wrong instead of just being great within your own self, then what happens is that anointing quickly turns into arrogance. And God had to check me on that. He had to check me on that big, especially when when a lot of success started happening and old successes started matching new successes, and then, and more hate started to come up and people started making videos about me who I've never met on earth. It was very easy to get sucked into that. But but what happens is this is the key, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to teach. If you are a creator and you always quote unquote shitting on people or trying to tell people how great you are, what happens is that the energy of your message and the energy of your movement now becomes combative and negative. So you have a lesser power. The greater power is the positivity and the positive affirmations. The greater power is the positive reinforcement. But if you take the energy and efforts off of just being as great as you can be and ignoring the negativity, then you still have power because the anointing doesn't go away. You just have a lesser power. If you understand where I'm coming from, I want you to say, got it, okay? Like I said, this is interactive. This is unlike anything you've ever seen before. If you don't understand, I want you to say, don't understand, and immediately ask your question about what I just said, okay? If you got it, I want you to say got it. Now, don't ask a question just to ask a question, okay? You're going to miss your opportunity because at the end, I will open up to where I can answer questions. But if you understand where I'm coming from, I want you to say got it. So the first thing that the very first thing that Dr. Umar Johnson is facing is he's facing arrogance. Thing number one is arrogance. All right? I see a whole bunch of got it. Arrogance. Now, and that was the same issue that Dr. Marcus Garvey had. Dr. Marcus Garvey had so much arrogance because he failed in Jamaica. And after he failed in Jamaica, he came over to New York and he saw a televangelist. And he saw this televangelist teaching truth to power, being very charismatic, and then he started to find success in his oratory skills. And he began to become so arrogant to where he shielded himself from this type of interaction, from real, true iron sharpened iron interaction, and says some people need to pull his coattail. So let's talk about this arrogance a little bit more. Dr. Umar Johnson could easily, and I get it, trust me, I get it. Listen, I am a big black man, unapologetic black man. I don't scratch my head unless it itch. Black man, I don't dance unless I hear music, black man, so I get it. It irritates me when someone questions my authority. I am the father of a beautiful little girl. I am very unapologetic about my love for my daughter. Everybody know that I love my baby. Unfortunately, I have to go to court on a lot of things. When I go to court, I have to provide proof of things, and it irritates me so much. To who do you think I am? Like, you think I'm a liar? Or like, who do you think you're talking to? Like, why are you questioning me? So if you've ever been in those situations where someone has questioned your credentials, or someone says, do you really own this car? Or do you really live in this neighborhood? Or is that really your girlfriend? Or is that really your man? If anybody has ever experienced that, I want you to say, I feel you. I feel you. All right? I feel you. If you've ever experienced it. I have to go to my school. And I have to say, I'm my daughter's real father. Like, what the F you mean? Who is this? Like, what the F you mean? And she's telling you, like, this is my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Looking at me some type of way. You understand what I'm saying? Or I'm driving certain things and trying to figure out, well, who owns this car? It irritates the black off my back. Especially when you're it's so known to the public. So because it's so known to the public, Dr. Umar Johnson does not feel the need that he has to show his credentials. Like I said, Dr. Umar Johnson is not losing his license. What has happened is that a lot of trolls and a lot of naysayers have gone to Philadelphia. They've gone to Pennsylvania. And the state of Pennsylvania has gotten so many different questions about him that he has a hearing. And at the hearing, he has to show proof that he is who he says he is. Now, prime example, I pay child support. I pay a lot of money in child support. Thank Jehovah God, I got it to pay. Thank you, God, for providing for me. I pay child support. If somebody comes to me and say, you don't pay child support, you don't pay child support, you don't pay child support, you just a deadbeat dad, you don't pay child support. Who are you for me to try to prove that to? But let's say we go to court. My ex-wife comes to me and says, you know, you ain't paid child support, you ain't paid this amount, you ain't paid that amount. I say, okay. So then what we have is we have a hearing. And at that hearing, I have to show proof of what has been done. All right? So that's what Dr. Umar Johnson has on the 8th of January. He has a hearing to show proof. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson could have easily just posted his credentials. But it's like, who are you to, like, in my mind, like, I'm just going to be very honest, okay? Like I said, I agree with, I empathize with Dr. Umar Johnson on a lot of things. Somebody come to me and say, what gives you the authority to talk about business development? What gives you the authority to talk about business credit? If you're not a potential client and you're just questioning me, I'm going to ignore you. And I get those comments a lot of time too. Oh, who this nigga think he is? He ain't no CEO, ha, ha, ha. This greasy monkey don't know who they don't know what they're talking about, just leaving nasty comments. I don't even address them. Because in my mind, like, who are you? Like, are you putting money in my pocket? Are you going to be a client of mine? Are you going to support me? So who are you for me? Who am I to answer to you? Like, why should I answer to you? And so Dr. Umar Johnson has gone through a lot of that. And that's the first thing that people try to do. They try to discredit you. And so because of that, he just ignored a lot of them. But so what he's going to do is he is providing proof on January the 8th. He is providing it to the people that it matters. Your baby mama that got 4 babies by 6 dudes, yes, because she lying on 2 people, whether he got a license or not doesn't matter to her. But someone that is trying to hire him to speak, or someone that is trying to put money into his pocket, it does matter to that person. That's like somebody coming to you at your job saying, are you really qualified to do what you say you're doing? And they don't even have the position to give you a raise or anything along those lines. All right. So I addressed that fact, explained it in grave detail. Dr. Umar Johnson is not losing his license. On January the 8th, he is being called before the state to provide proof that he has what he says he has. He has his license. You might not like that he got his license, but guess what? He has his license, okay? So that's thing number one. At the exact same time, the reason why he's going through the issues that he's going through is because of his arrogance. Because he could have easily posted his degrees. He could easily post it, but he doesn't want to. But also, secondly, he feels that the reason why he is such a target is because of his arrogance. Listen, Dr. Umar Johnson, listen, you make yourself more of a target because of your arrogance. And I understand you have to prove it to people, and I understand you have to fight your self-limiting beliefs. I get that. At the same time, baby boy, when you jump in the water, you're going to get wet. When you take that stance of I'm the best #1 scholar that's requested, and if that's your affirmation, that's fine. I have no qualms about that. At the same time, expect people to be rubbed the wrong way. People feel uncomfortable about that. And so it is what it is, if that's the stance that you're going to take. Now, I get it. Like, a lot of people don't like me. I could care less. I could care less. I focus on the people that do like me. The people that do like me, I love you. The people that don't like me, I love the fact that you don't like me. It is what it is. The first issue is arrogance. The second issue is ignorance, all right? I'm about to start teaching specifically about business development right now. If you're with me, I want you to say ignorance, and I want you to hit that share button. If you know anybody right now, there are over 140 people that are watching. I love you, Dean. Who says that? That is Hammond. I love you too, Hammond. I love you too, Hammond. I appreciate you. All right, it's ignorance, all right? Now, I'm about to talk specifically about business development, the issue that Dr. Umar Johnson has with GoFundMe and his money issues, okay? So, which is the same issue that Marcus Messiah Garvey, his name is Marcus, his middle name is Messiah, last name is Garvey, that Marcus Messiah Garvey had was ignorance. Marcus Messiah Garvey paid twice as much for his second steamboat. One, because of COINTELPRO, because people tried to take him down, and two, because he did not know any better and he did not get an appraisal. The same thing with Dr. Umar Johnson. Ignorance. The first point was arrogance. The second point is ignorance. All right? Let's talk about ignorance. Ignorance. Now, ignorance is I'm ignorant of a lot of things. All right? Ignorance, I'm ignorant of a lot of things. Okay? There's some things I just do not know how to do. Like, let me think of some things that I don't know how to do. And that's common to a lot of people. And now I know that I'm a very intelligent person, okay? I'm a very intelligent person, but there's some things I'm ignorant of. Like, prime example, Madden. I don't know, last time I played Madden, I was 9 years old. I don't play Madden. I don't. Now, playing football, I played football. My brother went to the league. I've been around football. I watch football, but as far as playing Madden, you got it. I ain't good at playing Madden. But play me with Tekken. When it comes to Tekken, I got you beat when it comes to Tekken, all right? So let's talk about some more things that I'm ignorant about. I am ignorant when it comes to certain cars, okay? I can fix brakes. I can do oil changes. I can do a radiator. Those are the three things that I can do. Brakes, oil changes, and a radiator. There's a lot of things about cars I do not know. I know some people that can look at a car. They can take a bolt out, put it in their mouth, pull it out, put it back in, make the car run smooth as ice. There's a lot of things I'm ignorant about. You understand what I'm saying? So I said all that to say this, that ignorance about business development, which is the issue with Marcus Garvey, which is the issue with Dr. Umar Johnson, and which is the issue when it comes to a lot of my African Americans, which is why I teach Truth to Power specifically to African Americans, is ignorance. Ignorance is not knowing of something. There is no reason on earth Dr. Umar Johnson should have ever did a GoFundMe. None, and I'm about to teach why. There is so much money that is available to children. There's so much money that's available to education. There is so much money available. If you set your business up the right way, okay? If you set your business up the right way, you that's watching me, that's a pastor, and you running around and you talking about that you are a nonprofit and you're not a real nonprofit, you're not a real 501c3, the first thing you need to do in 2018 is make sure that you are legit 501c3. Stop running around saying that you are a nonprofit, saying that people paying their tithes and their offering is going to a nonprofit, and you are not a 501c3. What Dr. Umar Johnson should have did was he should have created a 501c3, a true nonprofit, and he should have gotten all the free money in the world. Google is giving away $240,000 to somebody like Dr. Umar Johnson. That $240,000 could easily be $240 million because he's a hustler. And what I mean by hustle, I don't mean to degrade him by saying he's a hustler as in what he's doing is not wrong. I mean, what he's not doing is right. What I meant to say, he's a hustler as he can work. He's a worker. He can get out. He can make it. He can multiply it. He can break it down. There is so much money that is available when you have a legitimate business. Dr. Umar Johnson could have got a school donated to him because of taxes. If he was a true 501c3, in the states that he's looking in, Georgia, there are so many abandoned schools that if he was a true 501c3, that the government would actually give him a school building. Give him a full school building just to write off their taxes because the taxes have not been paid on that school for 20 years. Ignorance. Ignorance. I reached out to Dr. Umar Johnson. Like I said, I call him a contemporary of mine. I reached out to Dr. Umar Johnson. He never responded back to me. He had an event in Chicago, and he needed a speaker to open up for him. And I was like, look, Doc, I drop everything I'm doing. I'll be there in I'll be there. And so he got back to me, and he was like, oh, you know, we got our and it was at a Baptist church, I think it was. It wasn't even one of his traditional type of settings, but he was like, oh, we already got our opening acts, but, you know, if you want to be a supporter, you know, you want to be a vendor, you know, you can be a vendor. And, you know, and I reached out to him and like, hey, Dr. Umar Johnson, Doc, let's talk about building your business and building business credit. Crickets. People perish for lack of knowledge. And now I get it. He is a Garveyite, all right? Now, a Garveyite, the history of Garveyites is that they don't believe in loans, okay? They don't believe in loans, and they don't believe in paying people because they have a miscalculated assumption, okay? I'm gonna say this again. They have a miscalculated assumption that when you take a loan from someone, they can tell you what to do with your money. How many of you guys know that that's not true? It's some paranoia in that. If you get a loan from a bank to buy a house, how many of you know that you can paint your house purple if you wanted to paint your house purple? If you know that, I want you to say know it. There are over 150 people that are watching live, and we only have 76 thumbs up. Let's go ahead and get those thumbs up right. All right, so Alex Express says know it. Marcel Lewis says know it. All right, so Lonely Please says, now I do agree he needs some assistance apparently, but the standard way he is not open to it. Yeah, that's true. He's not open to it, okay. Nathaniel says know it. Okay, awesome. All you guys says know it. Let me talk a little more truth to power. You can go to Nissan, get approved for a 2018 Nissan Sentra, and you can put 30s on your Nissan Sentra. Do you think that they're going to tell you can't put 30s on this car? As long as you pay that car note, they do not care. People perish for lack of knowledge. So the Garveyites have this idea that if you take money from an institution, that they can tell you what to do. They cannot tell you what to do. I've heard Dr. Umar Johnson ignorantly say that he doesn't want to take money from certain people because he wants to run his school the way that they run his school. Can't nobody come and take you and tell you how to run your school when you do business the right way, especially when you are a nonprofit. And that's the thing that bothers me. If Dr. Umar Johnson was a true 501c3, in his bylaws and in what he stands for, in his mission statement, he clearly states what he subscribes to. And every single person that gives money is agreeing to those terms. So there's no way on earth Coca-Cola, who gave out $150 million last year, if they wanted to turn around and give Dr. Umar Johnson $15 million, not because they care about Dr. Umar Johnson, not because they care about the black community, but because they have to pay somebody this money. Why not position yourself so it can be you? And they will not support religious organizations. Pastor that's watching me right now, a lot of you all are failing at getting funding is because you got to put ministry in your title. You got to tell people you a pastor. You got to tell people you a preacher. You got to tell people you're an apostle. So that's the reason why Chick-fil-A is not giving you the money that you asked Chick-fil-A for, is because you are a religious organization. If you take that religiosity and Christianese out of your business name, there's millions of dollars that is just sitting because people don't know how to go and get it. And people like Dr. Umar Johnson, everything could have been given to him if he created his business the proper way and did a 501c3. There's no reason on earth he should have did a GoFundMe. I get it. I understand. The GoFundMe is cool. People think the GoFundMe thing is really cool, like you're getting funded from people in your community. But there's so many different banks and institutions. Like Dr. Umar Johnson got so many influential friends. He could have gotten 5 people to give him $100,000 and could have gotten everything funded. Because I know a lender right now that they will match whatever somebody, like you, if you raise $100,000, they will give you $100,000 at a great interest rate too. And it's all about organization. But you have to be set up the right way. Have to be a business and you have to be set up the right way. Have a lender right now that will match dollar for dollar for what you raise. So technically speaking, you can easily give $10,000 to 3 of your friends. Like, hey, here's $10,000, James. Hey, John, here's $3,000. Jacob, here's $10,000. It's my $30,000 that I raised, all right? I give it to my friends. My friends turn around and give it to me. This particular lender, they'll end up matching that, and they'll end up matching it and extending an additional line of credit. So I just flipped my $30,000 into $100,000. People perish for lack of knowledge, ignorance. When your business is set up the proper way, there's no reason on earth Dr. Umar Johnson should have to worry about these doggone donations. He could have got a school for free. He could get the work done for free. Habitat for Humanity. I mean, what he wants to do is so phenomenal. Tax season is one of the best times to have a nonprofit 501c3. They just give money away. They just give it away. Give it away. But when you're positioned the right way, you have to be a legitimate business. You have to have a legitimate 501c3. You cannot be working out of your garage or working out your grandmama's house. Your grandma can't be on your board of directors. People with the same last name can't be on your articles. And if you do it the right way, if you educate yourself, you empower yourself, and you structure your business the right way, there's no reason on earth why he should have to. So anybody that's watching this that wants to start a school, that wants to start a ministry, that wants to start an outreach, do those things, but take out the spiritual aspects of it. Build your business the right way. Structure your business the right way. It doesn't matter if you are selling shoes. It doesn't matter if you're selling bras. It doesn't matter if you're selling champion poodle puppies. If you want to get money and banking and loans, you can get it. They're not discriminating against you because you're black. They're not discriminating against you because you're gay. They're not discriminating against you because you're bisexual. They're not discriminating against you because you're transsexual. They're not discriminating against you because you're Chinese. They're not discriminating against you because you're a woman. They're discriminating against you because you're not set up the right way as a business. It's easier to point the finger and say, oh, you're discriminating against me because I'm a big black man. No, Dr. Umar, look at these other 3 fingers that's pointing back at yourself. Are you set up the right way? Is FDMC a legitimate business? Are you a true 501c3? So you all these pastors like Dr. Jakes, like Bishop T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar and Joyce Myers and Joel Osteen. You want to know where they get all this money from? It ain't a lot of it from their congregation. A lot of it is not from their congregation. A lot of it is because of government money that they have to do something with it. So, all right, let me come off the high horse and talk about there's no reason on earth why Dr. Umar Johnson should have set up a GoFundMe. Dr. Umar Johnson could have easily gotten $100 million. Dr. Umar Johnson could have easily gotten a mortgage on one of these old schools that's just been sitting. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, it's so easy. It's so easy because what he wants to do is just it's so easy. It is so easy, but because in his mind, as a Garveyite, he wants to go his way to do it is the reason why he's running into the issues. Dr. Umar Johnson could have easily took that $3 million that he had saved up. And this is the situation. And surprisingly enough, GoFundMe, I think it's $400,000. $400,000 I think that Dr. Umar Johnson has saved up. $100,000 is going to GoFundMe just for facilitating the whole situation. GoFundMe is terrible. It's the worst thing you can do if you want to start a business. The worst thing you can do if you want to start a business is do GoFundMe. GoFundMe is one of the worst things you can do. One of the best things you can do is actually start up, do business development the right way. Get you a working capital loan. Build from that working capital loan. Create some income, show some revenue, get some people to reinvest again. That's what you should do. Especially if you're a big name like Dr. Umar Johnson. It's easy. Very, very easy. But so, somebody said LLC. No. An LLC wouldn't be good for this. A 501c3 would be good for this. You don't want to be a for-profit business in this situation. For what Dr. Umar Johnson wants to do, he should be a nonprofit, which is a 501c3. Now, this is a caveat about it. So the first thing I want to talk about, like I said, was his arrogance. Second thing I talked about is his ignorance. Third thing I want to talk about is his incompetence. So I want you guys to write down incompetence. Write down incompetence. Prime example, I was ignorant on being able to let my fire burn out. All right, so John Hill says this dude, instead of just talking to me, so let's look at what John Hill has to say. So John Hill says, this dude doesn't understand. Umar already set up a 501c3 that's now revoked. So John Hill, let's talk about this. Like I said, let's talk about ignorance. Just like how you're ignorant to say that I don't understand, let's talk about the ignorance. I can't speak truth to power to see if Dr. Umar Johnson set up a proper 501c3. But what I can do, John Hill, is what I can say is a 501c3, not C4, a 501c3, and I'm not going to Google it. John Hill says Google it. Why on earth would I spend time Googling another grown man? Which is what trolls do, John Hill. So what I'm trying to explain to you, John Hill, which is probably a nameless nobody with the brown J, doesn't even have a real face, a picture up. He's one of these trolls that I understand, Dr. Umar Johnson, we got to show this work to. But what happens is that when you have a true 501c3, if you set it up the right way, is that he can get funding for it, so it wouldn't be revoked, John Hill. So you coming in, listen, John Hill, you're not in the presence of a nigga, you're in the presence of a God. So I know exactly what I'm talking about, John Hill, when I said that he did not do it the right way. And you say it was revoked. I don't know that. I ain't got time to Google another grown man. But what I do know is that he should have did his 501c3 before he did his GoFundMe. And I'm talking specifically on this matter. Now, John Hill, what you can do is put up a profile picture and you can create your own video and you can teach the way you want to teach. But the way I want to teach this is on how to empower my people, John Hill. And the way that you empower your people is you give them truth that they can turn into power and they can impact into their lives. So what you should do, and what he should have did, was create a legitimate 501c3, like I said from the jump, and got funding through that. like I said from the jump. So when you say this guy, John Hill, this is a live video of mine that you're watching, is that if you set your business up the proper way, there's no reason for you to go through a GoFundMe, which is the point of the matter. But since you are a nameless nobody that wants to be argumentative with an expert, you get the work that just was given to you. So let's go ahead and speak. Let's go a little bit further. So the first thing I said was arrogance. Like I said, sometimes you got to flex your muscles, so I get it. The second thing is ignorance. Him not understanding the proper way to start and do his business was by setting up a true 501c3, John Hill. And the third thing is incompetence. So let's talk about incompetence. So I want you guys to write down incompetence. So write down incompetence. So I was looking at the information when John Hill, when I saw the troll jump in. So I want you to say incompetence. All right, so let's see who was chiming in. All right, Carl Wallace says incompetence. I love real estate says incompetence. Marcel says incompetence. Chara says John Hill is very rude. All right, Chantel says incompetence. All right. All right, incompetence. All right, cool. Let's see. Incompetence, okay. All right, John Hill, if you're self-employed, that means your business is probably failing right now. With the energy you put out, it's easy to see that your business is failing, John Hill. All right. But nevertheless, let's talk about it. First, we talk about is incompetence, all right? We're back to where it says incompetence. So let's talk about incompetence. What most people don't realize and what most people don't understand is that, so Dr. Umar Johnson is a speaker. He is a great speaker. He's a great speaker. And what he does is he takes his funds, and when he takes his funds, he reinvests his funds, and then he also reinvests his funds into the FDMC movement, okay? Now, when you are a nonprofit organization and you are a 501c3, you can be an executive director, all right? And as an executive director, you can still knock down $150,000, $200,000, most cases $250,000. So even if you're getting these government funds and this government money, you're still able to allocate that towards salary. So let's talk about incompetence. So like John Hill, who happens to be a troll, if Dr. Umar Johnson would have done the proper thing and set up a 501c3, then he wouldn't be questioned about where the money is going. Because the reality of the situation, listen, Dr. Umar Johnson, out of all of that money, I believe that majority of that money is going towards your cause. I believe that wholeheartedly, and I believe that without a shadow of a doubt. But I know there have been some pizza bought somewhere. There have been some soda bought somewhere. There's been something. I mean, and you're not gonna, listen, you are not going to lie to me and tell me that you have not, which is the reason why people are having issues, because you're saying, I haven't spent none of this money. Negro, you done bought some chewing gum. You done left a speaking engagement where some money was supposed to go to FDMC, and you done went out to eat. It's just human nature. It just is what it is. So you're setting yourself up for failure. You don't want to perjure yourself. You don't want, and that's why I talk about incompetence. You don't want to perjure yourself. You're trying to live up to this standard, this unrealistic standard that's just not, it's not even in human nature, which is the reason why, like young Pharaoh, I appreciate what young Pharaoh said. Young Pharaoh says, dude, don't go into court and lie in open court and have a stenographer write down this information, and you're not going to perjure yourself, because what's going to happen is you're going to perjure yourself. And when you perjure yourself, then you're going to discredit yourself. It's just human nature. But when you set yourself up the proper way and you have a 501c3 and you set money aside and you set funds aside, then you're able to legitimately live off of, eat off of your cause. I did a post on Facebook, and on that post I said, you can make $1 and make a difference. You don't have to choose. As you guys can see right now, everything that I do is for profit. I am coming up with some stuff. I am coming up with some nonprofit things in 2018 towards the third quarter of 2018. The first 2 quarters of 2018 are packed. Hopefully, third quarter of 2018, I will have my first 501c3 up and running to speak specifically on a particular issue. But right now, everything that I do is for profit. But at the same time, you guys see as much as I give. Like this right now, even though I'm getting paid from YouTube, I still teach and I give. Like the little small amount that I get paid from YouTube is minuscule in comparison to me just giving the education and teaching and giving truth to power on what it is that I need to do. Hold on for a second. Let me go ahead and block John Hill. Boom. John Hill is blocked. So John is blocked. So you guys don't have to worry about John Hill anymore. I just blocked all of his comments and all his negativity. So now, John, you can watch me be successful, which you will continue to do. But now you can't comment. All right? So I just blocked John. But nevertheless, so I said all of that to say that you can be for profit and you can still make money. You can make change and make money at the same time. You can affect change and affect your bank account at the same time. And the mistake that people make is that people are so used to black preachers speaking that they will make a speaker and give him this iconoclastic view. And they will almost worship the ground he walks on. I've been guilty of it before too. I've been in a lot of different organizations to where I used to give an iconoclastic view of a pastor. If you guys know what I'm talking about, if you've ever seen somebody say, "Don't talk about my pastor," or they'll say, what pastor say? If you have ever experienced or you've seen it, I want you to say, "Been there." All right? Been there. If you've ever been to a church or if you've ever been in a conversation where somebody says and they talk about their pastor like they're this big, huge deity, or they talk about like Bishop T.D. Jakes or Creflo Dollar or Eddie Long or even President Obama, where they'll talk about these African-American figures as if they're the second coming of Jesus. If you've ever been there, I want you to say been there. Even if you're watching this on the replay, like I said, this is very interactive. This video was from one of my viewers asking me my thoughts about this because I wasn't even paying attention to this at all. I was in vacation land. You know what I'm saying? I just dropped my baby off yesterday with her mom. I'm still enjoying my vacation. I'm trying to enjoy my vacation with somebody that sent me a beautiful picture of a beautiful Santa outfit. I'm like, "Girl, you Santa Claus like that?" She was like, "I'm Santa Claus, baby." I'm like, "Well, let's see if we can spend some time." I'm still in vacation mode. You understand what I'm saying? But because one of my viewers saw the video that I did about Dr. Umar Johnson, they wanted to talk with me. So I decided to come out of vacation mode for a moment till Santa Claus come in town. And hopefully she's watching this so she knows what I'm talking about. And I just wanted to use this as an opportunity to speak truth to power because there's no reason why Dr. Umar Johnson should have been in this situation. Been there. There's no reason why Dr. Umar Johnson should have been in this situation at all. And I wanted to use this as an opportunity to teach the reason why you have to understand business development and to know what it is you want to do. Let me explain. People come to me all the time and say, "Dean, you know what? I want to start a real estate company, and I want to start an at-home daycare, and I want to start a bowling alley, and I want it to be all nonprofit. I want to be a nonprofit." You can't do those things and be nonprofit. Or you have to choose how you want to do those things. And I get it. People perish for lack of knowledge. Now, what gives me the authority to speak the way that I do is because I have over, oh my gosh, I'm about to date myself again. I have like 17 years of experience working for banks in banking and finance, and I work in the underwriting department, and I worked as a loan officer, so I understand the underwriting guidelines, and that's what I teach specifically on those things. So you're not able to do that. So there's so much money that you can get for a nonprofit when you set it up the proper way. The mistakes that people make is that they think that I'm gonna start a nonprofit and then money just gonna fall from the sky. money just ain't gonna fall from the sky just because you set up a nonprofit. You still have to show that you're stable, all right? You still have to show that you are a stable, legitimate business before they're going to allow you, before they're gonna give money to you. So the same things that a for-profit business does about establishing themselves, a nonprofit has to do the exact same thing. But the difference is this: if you go through those steps, like I have a course that's called 501c3 coaching. My goal is to try to have the 501c3 coaching out by second quarter of 2018. That's my goal. But to be very honest with you, it's on the back burner because January the 5th, the executive coaching comes out. February the 1st, my new book, Black Owned, comes out. I start my speaking tour. I think I'm speaking at 8 HBCUs in the month of February. I got to ask my team. And then March, I'm going to have the business cruise that's in February. So like April, January, February, March, the first quarter is already gone. I'm trying my hardest to have the 501c3 coaching out second quarter of 2018. Try my hardest to have it out by April or May. Try my hardest to have it out by April or May. But I said all of that to say that if you set your business up the proper way, you wouldn't have to be going through some of these things that Dr. Umar Johnson is going through. And I use all of this as an opportunity to speak and to teach truth to power, to talk about this. The situation is that, one, he's not losing his license. It's very simple and easy. It's just like basically what Dr. Umar Johnson is going through is like if you get pulled over, say for instance, you go into the gas station, you leave your wallet at home, and the cop says, "Where's your license?" They give you a ticket for driving with no license. And they say, if you come to court and you show proof of your license, they're gonna do what? Throw out the case. That's happened to me many a times. If that's ever happened to you, I want you to say, I get it. He's just going to show proof. He's just going to show proof that he has his licenses. So that's the purpose. Okay, I get it, I get it, I get it. Bishop says I get it. So what happened was that John Hill actually came with a different, see, that's what trolls do. They have different accounts. So he came back with a different account, with a different logo. That's so funny. So who was it that asked to be a moderator? Who asked to be a moderator? That is King. King, I'm gonna make you a moderator. Put user in timeout, report, add moderator. Boom. You asked to be a moderator, I just made you a moderator. Is now a moderator for the channel. Awesome. So anytime we live, we got it, King. All right, King Movie, you are a moderator. All right, you are a moderator, King Movie. Awesome. All right, awesome. So basically, guys, that's it. My cigar is out, a little small light work cigar. The fire is out. So I just wanted to share with you guys that this is an opportunity for me to speak truth to power to the conscious community and an opportunity to speak truth to power to the black community, period. 3 things that happened with Dr. Umar Johnson for us to learn from. Thing number 1 is arrogance. Thing number 2 is ignorance. And thing number 3 is incompetence. Arrogance. You have to believe in yourself. People like, prime example, John Hill. Prime example. People like that troll who has multiple different accounts. Block one, come back around, block another one. It is what it is. You have to be able to believe in yourself because you have people like that try to tear you down. That's thing number 1. But once again, if you focus on that negative energy and not focus on the positive energy, your anointing becomes tainted, and that anointing now becomes arrogance. The second thing is ignorance. Everyone is ignorant of something. But if you continue in your ignorance, that is your fault. If you don't know it, you can learn it. If you haven't met them, you can meet them. If you do not have the character, you can develop it. The only person stopping you from being successful is you. I've said it time and time again, and this is an opportunity to where it is true. Now, I get it. Dr. Umar Johnson is a Garveyite, and because he's a Garveyite, he believes in certain principles when it comes to financing and all of that good stuff. I get that. I understand that. I get it. At the exact same time, this is 2017, about to be 2018. There's no reason on earth Dr. Umar Johnson should have had a GoFundMe. He should have created a 501c3. He should have got his 501c3 funded. And in his mission statement and his bylaws, he says that he wants to teach African-American kids, and he wants to teach, and you'll be surprised the amount of people that give money away. And a lot of times people that give money away, not because they're passionate about your cause, but because you're so on point and it's tax season, they got to give it to somebody. I mean, Google is giving away $240,000. Like in my course, the 501c3 coaching, I show you how to get your first Google grant. $240,000 for a brand new 501c3. A lot of 501c3s, you have to be in business for a year before you can get money like that. I teach you step by step how you're able to get a Google grant for $240,000 for the year. And that money is used specifically for, guess what? Development and marketing. And I show how you're able to take that development and marketing into cash dollars. I just got to finish it, man. It's like, to be honest, it's 40% done. I just have to finish it. I have everything else is on top of that. It's just getting pushed to the back burner. I just need to finish it. God willing, I have enough energy and enough focus to finish it by the second quarter. We just finished the executive coaching, which launches January the 5th. We have the business cruise that's coming Valentine's week. I'm excited about that. And guess where we're going? To Jamaica. And we're going to teach about business development on Carnival Cruise. Carnival Cruise is our partner for this. If you want more information about that, there's going to be a link below that'll take you to the, now if you're watching this live, come back in about 30 minutes after I'm done. You're going to see the link for Dr. Umar Johnson. You're going to see the link for Dr. Boyce Watkins. You're going to see the link for Young Pharaoh. You're going to see the link where I am talking about, what did I say I was going to do? The one where I was teaching about, the one where I'm talking to Dr. Umar Johnson via text message and he's live. You're going to see that one. And then you'll also see a link to the Business and Pleasure Cruise. We are leaving from New Orleans, going to Grand Cayman. Everybody talks about Cayman accounts. They want to know about that. I'm going to teach about that. We're going to be in Grand Cayman. We're going to be in Montego Bay, Jamaica on Valentine's Day. So I'm excited about that. And I'm going to be teaching about the 100. I'm going to be talking about EPNs and CPNs. I'll be teaching about that on the cruise. And I'll be teaching about the $100,000 business plan. How you will literally have everything you need to have $100,000 for a brand new startup business in 6 months. I'll be teaching that on the cruise specifically. And if you want to join the cruise, you can join the cruise. The link will be in the description if you want to join. I think there's some more cabins left for that. That happens in February. And then the launch of Black Owned, the book, how to grow, how to get funding and start your Black owned business. That launches in February, and my speaking tour, like I said, I'm speaking at, I think they have me speaking at 7 HBCUs, and I got to talk to Ebony tomorrow. I got to speak with her tomorrow to double check. There's a lot of HBCUs that I'm speaking at, and I got to start telling you guys where I will be. So if you want to come out and support, you can. But listen, guys, I hope that I encourage you guys. I'm going to answer 5 questions right now about business development. I'm going to answer 5 questions right now about business development. I'm going to answer 5 questions. So if you have 5 questions, I'm going to answer starting right now. So I Love Hate Banks says, is love hate, is it Is love hate banks? Or it's a funny YouTube name, says, Big Dean, I need you. What's up, big bro? I'm stuck on the quiz after obtain your LLC step by step. I took it 30 times and I'm only missing one question. Even done the process of elimination. Okay, so this is a client of mine that's enrolled into my course. I have a course, Startup Coaching, which walks you step by step through the process of starting a business the proper way. So what you must do is go into the private Facebook group. There is a live Q&A where we go through step by step. And my suggestion is to write the question down. It's only 20 questions. Get a piece of paper, write down the question, then to write down the answer. It is one small mistake that you, like you said, you're missing one small thing. Now, in my course teaches you step by step how to build a business, okay? A lot of people get frustrated, like this particular client, is because they say, well, how come you got to get 100? The reason why is because that's what it's like in banking and finance. Do you know the amount of loans that I had to deny and turn down because one small thing that somebody does not have right on their application? One thing can stop you from getting $75,000. And when I worked for the banks, I could not tell you that one thing. Because if I did tell you that one thing, that's a violation of the bank bylaws, and it's a violation of the Fair Lending Act. And because of that, that's why I don't work for the banks anymore, and I started my own consulting firm. And I teach you so that you can know by heart all the criteria. So that's the reason why you cannot go past that next step, is because it's that one thing. So that's the reason why. I'm telling you, it's the number one best-selling book when it comes to business development says it's the small foxes that destroy the vine. That one small thing you have messed up. So I said all of that to say, go into the private Facebook group, watch the Q&A, type in LLC quiz. You're going to see, I think there's 3 of them where I'm teaching step by step those 20 questions. We do them together as a group. Write the question down, write the answer down. That's the only way that you're going to get over it, because, and I'm not saying this to be negative, just by human nature. There is something that you think is right, but it's wrong. And that's not a dig. It's just by human nature. A lot of times I already know the answer to this. I already know this phone number. Knowing I put the number in wrong. It's just that sometimes by human nature, that happens. So the reason why you're getting something wrong is because you have to write it down and go back through it again. So that's one question. All right. Another question is Marcel Lewis says, pay $450 for the whole year. Well, no. So the course, I've been on YouTube for over a year. Okay. And a lot of people, I guess people don't realize that videos are time stamped. So when I first launched the course first launched at $50 a month for 12 months, or a one-time fee of $450. That was the launch price. Now we are in real-time production of the course. The course now is a one-time fee of $999 if you want to pay one time, or it's $99.95 a month for 12 months, which equals $1,200 for the year. So when I originally started the course, when I originally launched it, yeah, I know some of you guys like, Dean, I didn't know you were this great guy. I just found out about you today. I get it. I understand why. I apologize for that. Make sure that you get it now before it go up again, because there's a very strong possibility that prices will go up again. So I said all of that to say that I know some people are confused when it comes to pricing, is because that was our original launch price, was $50 a month for 12 months. The course became so massively successful, I had to hire more people, get new technology. So now I reinvested it back into the course. So now the course is $99.95 a month, which happens to be either $1,200 for the year or a one-time fee of $999.95. So I hope I answered that question, Marcel. That doesn't really count as a question. So let's get another. I did one question. Let's see. Okay. John is talking about Bitcoin. You know, he a hustler. All right, people talking to John, talking to the troll. All right. All right, so Cami2001 says, are there the same benefits for profit organizations? So Cami, re-ask that question again. What is it that you re-ask it in a full thought, in a full sentence? So when you ask me, is there a benefit? Help me understand what you mean by is there a benefit for a for-profit business? So help me understand. Re-ask that question. Okay, so Nadine A. Jabbar says, share a little something about Banking Black. Yes, so let's talk about Banking Black. Banking Black is a phenomenal movement, and I love it. There are some there's some banking institutions that are out that are Black-owned banks. I'm gonna be very candid with you guys about it. The number one Black-owned bank that you can have is yourself. Let me explain what I mean by that. There's something that's called y'all hear the little puppy? He's sleeping. He like, Grandpa. I say Grandpa because his mama is my daughter. He over there. He's so cute. But there's something that's called an IUL, which stands for Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. And an Index Universal Life Insurance Policy is like being your own bank. You're paying money into your own account. Come here. Come here, Charcoal. Come here, buddy. I woke him up. Come here. You gonna come? Or you gonna go back to sleep? Okay, you gonna go back to sleep. All right. So you gotta be quiet when granddad is teaching. You gotta be quiet. Okay. What I was saying was that IUL is an Index Universal Life Insurance Policy, and the IUL allows you to basically become your own bank, and you're able to fund yourself. You have this large insurance policy, and you're able to loan against yourself or borrow against yourself. I have been toying around with the idea of creating a credit union, a Black-owned credit union. I've been toying around with the idea of doing it. In order to do it, you need, I think, $250,000 cash. That's it. And once you have $250,000 cash, then you're able to create a credit union, a Black-owned credit union. I like credit unions more than I like banks. That's the reason why I'm teaching like I'm teaching about Black-owned banks. There are some banks that are out there which are great. Banking Black is great. That means that you're pooling your funds and your resources in one institution. But if that banking institution is not lending and is not giving the proper rates, then it's cool to have a Black-owned bank, and it's cool to support Black-owned banks, and it's cool to support Black banks. At the exact same time, what's even more cool is owning a Black-owned business. And a lot of these credit unions that are out here are making it easier to get funding and to get loans versus some of the Black-owned banks. And I don't want to put my mouth against the movement. I love it. I love it. At the exact same time, I would rather you put the energy and effort into being an entrepreneur. And I teach that credit unions are better. Like I said, I'm toying around with the idea. I talked to my mentor about it, and I was like, dude, we could put together. And he was like, well, you know, he said he will make me the president because, you know, I'm very social media and I'm very out there. Well, he would make me the president of the Black-owned credit union. And all you need is $250,000 and then get FDIC insured. And I'm toying around with the idea. I'm toying around on the list of things that I have to do. It sounds the sexiest, but it's, in order of importance, it's the smallest. But so to answer your question about Banking Black is great. And I would love it if everybody did. But most importantly, I want you guys to be Black-owned entrepreneurs. And I want you to be Instead of, I mean, now granted, if you want to be an entrepreneur, okay, so if you want to be an entrepreneur is somebody that works for someone else. I get that. If you want to be an entrepreneur instead of an entrepreneur, then yes, bank black. Definitely bank black. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, then I suggest that you go with some different credit unions. And I have in my executive coaching, I have a course. In my executive coaching, I have a list of 50 different credit unions that will give you, and I'll be teaching this on the cruise as well, that gives out $50,000 to brand new businesses. So, come here, Charcoal, come here. Come here, buddy. Come on. I woke you up from your sleep. Are you gonna come over here? Are you gonna come? Come on. Come here, Charcoal. Wanna say hey to the people? Come on. Are you gonna come? You just gonna embarrass me in front of these people? He going to sleep. He ain't stunned me. Well, then you gotta be quiet then while I'm teaching. You distracted me, Charcoal. If you guys want to see, I bought my daughter a beautiful black standard poodle puppy. If you follow me on Instagram and you follow me on Snapchat, then you guys have already seen him. If you have not, if you don't follow me, I'm actually going to be putting the vlog up tonight from Christmas, and you're going to see Charcoal, his cute little self. He's 13 weeks old, so he's still a baby. So he has some confusion when it comes to fetch and all this other stuff. And nope, come here, come here, come here. All right, he's looking. I need to take him out. He just woke up from his nap, so I still got him potty trained. But nevertheless, I apologize, guys. Charcoal done messed up the live Q&A. But nevertheless, I was in the question and answer mode. So I was talking about black banks and black-owned businesses. That's what I like that. I love that. Black-owned. I see, okay, here we go. Call it back up. If you are an entrepreneur is somebody that works for someone else, then yes, bank black. That's great. Bank black, get CDs with black banks, because now you're helping the African American community, the black dollar, get power. At the same time, that black dollar will have a lot more power if you are an entrepreneur, you owned your own business, you employed other people, and you became your own bank when you have an IUL, which is an Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. If you have your own Index Universal Life Insurance Policy, you become your own bank, then you can lend the money to yourself, interest-free and tax-free. That's one of the #1 rules. That's one of the coolest rules that a lot of multimillionaires do. And like I said, my mentor and I are toying around with the ideas, nothing we're talking about. He's so cute. There's nothing we're talking about going serious full throttle with, but I think once you put together $250,000 into one particular institution, then you can become a credit union. And I will create a credit union for black-owned businesses specifically. And you have to be a black-owned business in order to participate in that credit union. That's just an idea, but nevertheless. All right, so I see you guys are doing a lot of talking amongst yourselves. Let's see, let me get one more question. All right, so Keisha says, I'm not getting my payment taken out and my credit score. All right, so what you need to do, Keisha Keller, is a member of my team has reached out to you. Patricia has reached out to you, and you need to contact Patricia. You have to contact Patricia. You have to contact Patricia so that she can update your information. But guys, Charcoal is interrupting me, and I'm losing my train of thought, and I really wanted to really excuse me, teach and end on a good note. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all right, I'm gonna ask one more question, then I'm gonna go, because I gotta take him out because he has to use the restroom. So Chantel says, I will be joining your startup coaching course first of the year. Congratulations. I'm starting an online clothing store, and I like to open my own store location. Does your startup course help you with business loans too? Yes. So the startup coaching walks you step by step through the process of starting your business the proper way. And at the end of the startup coaching, you should have you're guaranteed at least $20,000, but the average person is getting anywhere from anywhere from 50 to 150,000 in business credit. So there are multiple different resources that you will be able to have so that you can use business credit to start up your business, Chantel. So that answers that question. So at the end of the course, stop that. I'm about to take you out in a second. Stop that. All right, guys, I got to get ready to go. I got to take this dog out. Grandpa got to train Zoe's dog. I said stop that. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, so to answer your question, at the end of the course, you have everything you need to be successful with starting your business and getting funding. Listen, if you want to see who I'm talking to, you want to see charcoal, come back tonight and late tonight or early tomorrow. You'll see my Christmas vlog where I get Zoe charcoal, so you can see that. Thing number 2, the only person stopping you from being successful is you. If you don't know them, meet them. If you don't know it, learn it. If you don't have the character, you can develop it. I don't know is not a good enough answer. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I want to thank you guys so much for commenting. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you so much for participating. If you're watching me for the first time, I hope that you found value in what it is that I taught. And I got to get ready to take this dog out. Stop that before he ends up messing up. Listen, every closed eye ain't sleep, and every sleep eye ain't closed. Go get him. Success is waiting for you.